Hello, Mom and Dad Meet World viewers. So, if you already don't have an Apple Silicon powered MacBook Pro or MacBook, or if you've got a 16-inch or larger Apple computer and you're looking for something smaller, or if you are simply waiting for the M3 but are wanting something in the meanwhile to hold you over until the M3 comes out, because rumor has it that the M3 is going to be a bit more powerful and a bit more power efficient, then the 13-inch Apple Silicon M1 powered MacBook Pro might be the computer for you. Before we go on with the review, I just wanted to show you what the MacBook looked like out of its case, because I will be using it in its case because I do like the added protection of having a case. Hello. Boy, I do gotta say this video took a while to make, and as you're gonna see from all the different b-roll shots that we were in different locations, because I wanted to show you how really awesome and convenient it was to have this 13.3-inch MacBook Pro even out of the office and just traveling out and about. Yes, we are talking about this guy right here. This is the 13.3-inch MacBook Pro. So let us get into the specs. We are talking about the original from 2020. I believe it was late 2020. That technology was announced in summer of 2020, I believe, at the Worldwide Developers Conference, which is going to be coming up here. But this is the original 13.3-inch M1 MacBook Pro that we're talking about. The 8-core CPU, 4 performance cores, 4 efficiency cores, with 8 GPU cores. Yes, this is the original 2020. This instead of having 256 gigs of storage, we've got 512 gigs of storage, and from the 8 gigs of RAM, we've got 16 gigs of RAM on this particular machine. It is a great machine. It's got the older design here. It's got the bigger, thicker bezels. Not quite as big as what you're seeing here, because this has got a photo up, but 13.3-inch Retina display, just a beautiful display. And as you can see right there, this particular model does have the touch bar with Touch ID. But the touch bar, whether you like it or not like it so much, the touch bar is here on this particular model. I don't mind it at all. A lot of people didn't like it, but again, I don't mind it at all. It's very useful for what it is. It's got the non-butterfly keyboard, yes, the Magic keyboard, very good to type on, great trackpad as always. It's got really good sounding speakers. It does have a built-in microphone and built-in webcam. The webcam is good if you need to use it in a pinch. The brighter you go, the better it's going to perform, but the webcam is here. So let's talk about ports. This only has 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 and a headphone jack. There is no MagSafe 3 port. You do get MagSafe 3 on the newer M2 MacBook Air and the newer 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros, but this one does not. So meaning if you do want to charge, you are going to be eating up one of those 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports. So you could use an adapter or dongle that does have your more USB-A ports, your SD card, your USB-C pass-through charging that you do see here. So it's just one of those little compromises that you do have to make on a machine like this, but it is very much so worth it, and let me tell you why it's worth it. So with this machine here, you've got portability and power. Portability meaning it is smaller, it is lighter, it is 13.3 inches. You can take this with you, bring it with you on an airplane, in a small backpack. So that is exactly one of the main reasons. So this is my wife's computer. She's been using this for a while. It has come in the pinch where we needed to bring it for travel and for portability. So as far as travel and portability goes, I actually loaded up my profile, loaded up Final Cut, and it was about a month ago where this thing has just been used primarily just for office work, for web, for email, a lot of very non-power intensive tasks that just about any computer could do. It has done so off battery, plenty of battery life. We're talking about a full workday and then some of just not having to worry about it. Battery life. This computer has 92% of its battery capacity left, but it has no issues getting through a full day and then some. Battery has just been stellar, and it's just something we don't worry about. So as far as power goes, so yeah, it's been about a month since we've loaded up Final Cut Pro onto this and did a little bit of video editing. And with the video editing, no problem whatsoever. We are not editing anything big or anything intensive, but we are editing Sony 4K 10-bit 422 footage, and it handles it without any issues. So does it take a little bit longer to export the video? Yeah, especially when you're talking about our normal setup, which is going to be a Mac Studio with the M1 Max, but that's got 10 CPU cores, 8 performance cores, double that, and then 32 GPU cores with encode and decode engines on board that actual M1 Max CPU, where this one has an 8-core GPU, where it's just not an issue with waiting that little bit of extra time, especially when you consider how small and light this thing is. And it comes in super duper handy, especially while traveling, and it's just a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So if you are looking for that computer where you have not yet dipped your toe into the Apple Silicon chip, it's that mix of power and portability that truly make this an awesome machine. And it's one that I would recommend to anybody looking to get into their first MacBook Pro who doesn't want to shell out quite a bit more money going with the M2 or M1 Max MacBook Pro variant, or who are just wanting that little bit of a stopgap between now and when the M3 comes out. The M3 is slated to be much more powerful and power efficient. We shall see. Fingers crossed, but I truly do believe it's going to be a very awesome computer, and this is going to provide that really good stopgap between there. Power, portability, excellent battery life, and just an overall great computer to have and to bring with you for pretty much anywhere you go. This is a phenomenal computer. So if you've slept on this, don't sleep on it anymore. I believe I have. And we're going to be taking this with us much more often on our travel trips, and overall just a great computer to have. Make sure you bring along your adapters and your dongles, because that is one of the few sacrifices that you will make, but very much so worth it in the end. So if you like this video, found it helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. Thank you very much for watching. So what did you actually think of the computer?
It's my personal computer, so I love it. And it's portable, goes everywhere with us, including to the beach, as we're out here watching the sunset. So it's awesome.